Ultimately, this is the type of award that I've looked forward to, or looked to as my, as an achievement. Ultimately, this is something that I think, and what my parents have taught me is this is what people remember you for, as you're off the field for who you are as a teammate, as a person, and ultimately it's extremely important and extremely exciting for me to have, been given given a quarterfinalist or whatever it may be in this award. It's something that is really exciting for me because it's off the field. It's who you are is a huge component of it, and ultimately that's I believe that's going to be what I will be remembered for. I try to treat each player, each teammate of mine, each friend the same, or if they're not my friends, I want to treat them the same. I want to get to know people and I want to get to know my teammates, and I think that's probably the biggest impact I make, really off the field, more than probably on, is I kind of try to build that chemistry with each individual person rather than trying to show favoritism towards one or another. I could say Peyton Manning, but I think he's a great player. But ultimately, what's come for me is my parents. They've been my role models. Ultimately, they've shaped who I've become. Not really anyone on TV or anything like that. Not that can't be a role model, but ultimately they've been my role models. Something I realized, looking back, now that I'm a senior, now that I'm at the end or towards the end of my college career, is I see who have helped me build into the person I am and mature. Ultimately, I could have not done it without the community here and ultimately my community back home, my parents. That's probably the most important. Yeah, I think the most probably tangible something that I've developed throughout this time, and this goes back to community, is time management. This has been something that I've developed over the past 4 years that have really, I thought that, oh, why does it matter? When I was a freshman, I honestly thought, why does it matter? I'll get it done, I'll be fine. And I realized that you got to be accountable to so many more people than yourself. And ultimately that comes down to being less selfish, being less, really self-absorbed. And I realized after really developing these skills and having this community around me help me, it's just ultimately made me such a better person in so many ways. It would mean really a ton to me because this is an award that I think is the most important to me. Regardless of all the on the field honors, I think the off the field ones that take those into account are extremely important to me because ultimately, I believe that this is what I'll be remembered for, are these types of impacts off the field as well. So ultimately, this is really one of the most important things I can obtain.